Hi East Elementary friends, it's Miss Thomas, and I wanted to talk to you today about New Year's resolutions. We're so glad that you're back at school with us, and you may have heard somebody in your family talk about making a New Year's resolution, and you wondered what that was. Today I want to share a book with you called Squirrel's New Year's Resolution so that you can see what a resolution is and maybe make one of your own. Okay? So let's see about this squirrel and what Squirrel finds out about a New Year's resolution. Squirrel pinned up her brand new Nut of the Month calendar. It's January 1st, the radio said. It's a great day to make a resolution. So there's Squirrel pinning up the Nut of the Month calendar. So Squirrel is wondering what that big word resolution might mean. Make a resolution, wondered Squirrel. How do you do that? Bear might know. So she went to see Bear at the Lone Wood Library. Happy New Year, he said. Same to you, Bear. Do you know how to make a resolution? Is it like making a snack? Bear laughed. Resolutions are more important than snacks. More important than snacks, said Squirrel. Well, what is a resolution? So there's Squirrel going to the library and asking Bear about making a resolution, and is making a resolution the same thing as making a snack? He said no. A resolution is a promise that you make to yourself to be better or to help others, Bear said. When we begin a new year, we make a fresh start. Wow. Did you make a resolution? Asked Squirrel. I did, Bear answered. I resolved to teach others how to read. I'm going to teach Skunk as soon as she gets well. So there they are talking about Bear's resolution to teach his friend Skunk how to read. Oh no, Skunk is still sick? Squirrel thought, as she hurried to Skunk's house for a visit. She forgot all about making a resolution. Skunk was sick of being sick. I am stuck in bed until Dr. Owl says I'm better, said Skunk. I would rather be learning to read. That's my New Year's resolution. So there's Squirrel hurrying to see Skunk and talking to Skunk about her resolution. And Skunk wants to learn how to read. Bear's going to help Skunk do that. Squirrel knew how to cheer up her friend. She hid at the foot of the bed and popped up and shouted, "Boo!" Skunk giggled. Hide and skunk was her favorite game. Squirrel popped up again, "Boo!" And again, "Boo!" By now, Skunk was laughing really hard. Just then, Dr. Owl came by. "Skunk, I can tell by your laughter that you are feeling much better," he said. "Now you can visit Bear. Just make sure you have a healthy lunch first." So there is Squirrel popping up and making Skunk laugh. And then Dr. Owl comes to check on Skunk and says, "I think you're doing okay. You just got to go get you a good healthy lunch." Lunch, thought Squirrel. She headed toward the Hidey Hole Diner. Maybe someone there can help me with my resolution. On her way, she met Mole and Turtle. Mole was holding a map real close to his nose. "What are you doing?" asked Squirrel. "Turtle and I resolved to plant a garden," said Mole. "But I can't find a good place to dig with all these trees." So there they are. They're looking at the map. Okay, they want to plant a garden. That's their resolution. "Wait here," said Squirrel. She dashed up an oak tree and looked down. She spied Wildcat Creek, and on its bank, a perfect place for a garden. Squirrel scampered down and led Mole and Turtle through the woods to the edge of the creek. She helped them stake out string for the borders of the garden. "Thanks, Squirrel. I will start digging right after lunch." So Squirrel went up really high so she could see, and she spotted the perfect place for Mole and Turtle to dig their garden. That was really helpful because that was their resolution, to dig a garden. Lunch, thought Squirrel, and she rushed away. She still hadn't thought of a resolution. At the diner, Squirrel chose a stool next to Porcupine. He looked grumpy. "What's wrong?" asked Squirrel. "I resolved to be less grumpy. So I'm trying to laugh more, but I can't think of anything funny." So the Squirrel going to the diner to eat lunch and sitting by Porcupine. And he has resolved to be a little less grumpy, but he can't think of anything to make him laugh and to be less grumpy. I can help you think of something funny. Like, why did the squirrel run back and forth across the road? "I don't know. Why?" asked Porcupine. "Because she was nuts," laughed Squirrel. Porcupine laughed too. "I get it. That reminds me. What's striped and bouncy?" Tell me, giggled Squirrel. Skunk on a trampoline, said Porcupine. Squirrel laughed herself right off the stool. Porcupine said, that's a good one. I better write these down. And off he went to find a paper and pencil. Look at that. So his resolution was to be less grumpy, and Squirrel made him laugh. Squirrel felt left out. Porcupine has a resolution. So do Bear, and Skunk, and Mole, and Turtle, she thought. I'm the only animal in the forest who hasn't made a New Year's resolution. See, there she is. She's thinking about that. Okay. Let's see. Rabbit came to take Squirrel's order. Would you like to try my New Year's special? Asked Rabbit. Sure, said Squirrel. Maybe it will help me make a resolution. I wish I knew how. Well, think of a way to improve yourself, or a way to use what you're good at to help others, said Rabbit. Squirrel ate her lunch and thought real hard. So they're talking about it right there. Okay, and she's thinking while she eats her lunch. Just then, Skunk came in. I need a healthy lunch. Thanks to Squirrel, I'm feeling better. Sit with me, Skunk, Bear called. I see you brought our first book. Turtle and Mole came in next. What do you have for two thirsty animals who just started a garden? Said Mole. Squirrel found a terrific place for it, said Turtle. So here comes Skunk in to eat lunch and read with Bear, because that was their resolution. And then there's Mole and Turtle. They've been working on their garden. That was their resolution. Porcupine hurried in. Do you know why Bear said, caw, caw? Before anyone could answer, Porcupine said, he was learning another language. All the animals laughed. I didn't know you were so funny, said Mole. Me either, said Porcupine. Squirrel got me started. So there's Porcupine being less grumpy, because Squirrel helped out with that. All the animals at the diner right there. Rabbit said to Squirrel, you're doing a good job on your resolution. I didn't know I had one, said Squirrel. Your actions are better than words. It looks like you resolve to help someone every day, said Rabbit. Let me show you the picture of them having that conversation there. So Squirrel's been helping someone every day. Really? Asked Squirrel. I did it. I made my first resolution. Hooray for Squirrel! Shouted all the animals. Squirrel was being a helper and didn't even realize that he was helping all of these friends in the forest. I resolved to help someone every day. It was going to be a very happy New Year. So making a resolution just means making a promise to yourself to help someone else, or to be better at something that you want to be better at. So you might think of a goal. You might talk about it with your teacher or with a friend in your class. You might talk about it with the people you live with at home. But making a resolution is just a fancy way of saying that you have thought about a goal and you've thought about how to reach that goal, and you're going to work really hard to be better at it. Okay? I hope everyone remembers all of their expectations and things they need to do to be successful in the classroom. And remember, it's always a great day to be a leader at East Elementary.